citizen. This has been a wacky week of developments. The MX I discovered has a ability to generate Gs that are higher than any of the racers in the game that I'm aware of. I figured out that the Prowler you can now viably use once again in free flight to a certain degree, because as the pilot you can control the gunner seat, and I found many more things in that. I'll try to get through some of them in this video. There's a giant backlog of these kind of findings that hopefully I don't forget and lose, but I'm just trying to go through all these videos, these clips I've collected that are honestly at this point getting a little bit dated. That way I can hopefully work on that new stuff sooner than later, and I'll just try to go through one point comprehensively. Some of you guys have commented, DM'd me that you're like, hey, I really just want to see the full fights outline. I don't want to see these clips. I kind of want some more context to them, and hopefully this will provide them. So I'm gonna go in that more detail. But without further ado, this first one, this is insane. This is called Crazy G's. The MX I have discovered has this insane ability to generate immense G-force if you lose both of its bottom wings, which happened to me multiple fights consecutively, because if you fly in a certain way, and you keep the opponent kind of below you and shooting you, for just whatever reason, the bullets tend to hit your bottom wings. And when both of these wings come off, you generate insane Gs. So let's go ahead and pause it here. Look at this number over here. That bottom number is the maximum Gs that I've got. You can kind of artificially make this really, really high by ramming into something, because then it'll put an opposite G-force in the other direction. I have not done such thing. I can generate 48 Gs in a straight line. You just saw I hit 30 Gs there. I'm hitting 25 Gs here. This is insane, because if you understand the implication of this, if you've done PvP, this means I can roll my face on my A key, my D key, my space key, my control key, while holding boost, and just wiggle around these bullets, and I become Neo practically. None of the bullets can touch me. I've become one with the Matrix, and my opponent just cannot hit me. I'm full red, but I've lost both of my bottom wings, and my ship is now very problematic. Now this is almost like, it is almost a major problem, because theoretically you could take off both of these bottom wings, you could load this thing into an Idris and bring it in, and you'll notice that pitching down is a problem on the ship. And turning on yaw is kind of a problem. You can pitch up really, really well, but you can see my yaw is very slow for some reason, and rolling is problematic. But I can pitch up and I have insane Gs, and it's just so frustrating to fight that if you can never ever get hit, it just becomes an endurance fight. And with 48 Gs in the forward direction, you can catch any opponent who tries to run away from you. So it's insane. So don't exploit this in the PU. I don't know how you classify this. I'm just trying to say that this does exist, and I think it is functionally working how CIG intended it, with the degree of mass and everything. I think most ships, when the wings come off, they're just non-functional. This ship is practically non-functional, but because it has gimbals, I can still aim, which is kind of wacky. I've won a lot of fights that I shouldn't have won by being able to use gimbals when I'm spinning out of control, because people underestimate it, but this would be a very underestimated ship, and it's definitely something that CIG might want to look into adjusting in future flight models. Next one is looking at this one right here. This is a very, 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 very good PvPer. Probably one of the objectively best PvPers in the entire game. And this is a fight I had with him. I had a fight with one of his team members before this, and that team member was one of the first people who's ever beaten me, and I was not recording at all during this entire session until after he beat me once, and then I turned on my recordings, and then unfortunately I didn't record me beating that teammate or losing to that teammate at all, which would have been great to have. Fortunately, I do have a clip of someone else beating me even better than that guy did that I'll show later in this video. But you can see right now, one of the things I did adopt to flying against this guy versus the guy right before him is adding in some corkscrew rolls and stuff. Usually I don't. Usually I'm lazy, just because the Guardian beats a lot of the people with AC, and I'm just doing this while talking to people in Discord and having a fun time. But here you can see I'm making sure I'm trying to push on my strafes and stuff because he's already got me red hull. I get probably a little bit lucky here because I'm able to get enough shots to hit him on that wing joint. One thing you'll notice versus another pilot that I have fought before is that the previous pilots have done a really good job at sort of balancing where the damage is hitting on their body, but since this guy favored a specific role in a particular strafe pattern, my bullets weren't as well saturated over his body, so his offensive flying was amazing. His defensive flying, if you just added one of those tricks, probably would have resulted in him being able to beat me in that circumstance. Here's another context. I really think that triangulation across context is really important to really assess maybe not quantitatively, but more qualitatively, the effectiveness of a certain ship in combat. So it is a combat encounter in squadron battle, and is with the Guardian MX. Guardian MX, I think, is really cool because you look at this firepower that you can just put at this thing, and the amount of strafes I have, I can continue to push into the pancake of that F8C. So here I'm up strafing and I'm back strafing to get a little bit of space. Let's look at my power management here. You look at that firepower, it's just insane. My power management here, like I've said in previous videos, max power to weapons, max power to engines, and you might be like, you have 2 shields on this thing. Why aren't you running max power to shields? Why aren't you running industrial shields? The reason for the MX that I'm running military shields is military shields only need a minimum of 1 pip per shield generator, so you have 2 shield generators on the MX, so you need a minimum of 2 pips to maximally power the HP generation, the max HP of your shields. So it does reduce my shield regen rate, and I'm not totally sure about shield hardening and stuff. I know that's sometimes a thing, but I've heard inconsistent things about it. I could use that on that. If you have links to data that's recent about that in the recent patches, I would love that. If you can drop that below for other people to see this, that'd be great as well. But I've had the best performance with this setup for the power management. As you see, this arrow who's coming in just instantly is able to pop him in about 2 mags. And then it's nuts because you can just get a heal crate and any damage that you can take is just gone. Additionally, this thing has like 24 ignite missiles on it. It practically makes it like an anti-quantum ship with that many size 2 missiles on it. So here, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just coasting. But you just shoot missiles in your downtime, you get hit. So I just gotta hit through somehow. I'm guessing it's because the F8C probably turned off his cooler, so he probably is able to flare them off. In one pass here, able to get rid of most of its shields. These Rhinos are really powerful. And you remember in the top left that you'll notice that my Rhinos aren't actually getting maximum capacitor status because it just has so much weapons to power. But even with that, with not maximally powered Rhinos, you can still nearly destroy an F8C in just a couple magazines. So I think this is the end of one fight and beginning of another fight. So I don't know what he's doing there. I think that guy was like fighting one of my allies or something without them flaring. So I think my ally asked for help or something. All right, so this, oh my goodness, yeah, this is another really, really good pilot. I don't think he has the same accolades as the previous pilot I was fighting, but this is still one of the best pilots currently in the game. From many people, I think's point of view. So here, one of the things that you notice is a mistake here is I do not have landing gear mode down. I should have landing gear mode down, so I might actually end up doing that partway through this fight. I have lost fights because I haven't done that before, and I noticed that right there because if you notice, I'm trying to shoot him and my guns are getting blocked by my wings, so I need to open the wings up, that way my gimbals can shoot him. And now I actually have a little more range and I can actually shoot him in this pitch angle. I can shoot them at an angle. One of the reasons you can't shoot straight down is your guns, if they go straight into your wings, they can't shoot. So you need a little bit, almost a little bit to the 45, a little bit to the right. So you don't want them target, you want the target directly below you when you're trying to pitch them underneath you like this, but you want them a little bit to the side like I have here, that way you can actually aim at them. So generally, when they're right behind me, I focus on pitch, especially if I'm not focusing on defensively flying, and I slowly rotate it into yaw. That way I have more defensive flying and am able to have a wider degree of shooting them. And again, really close fight, very good pilot, very good offensive flying there. He lands a lot of targets, a lot of shots onto my body. If he fights me a couple more times, this isn't a common fight, there's a good chance he'll be beating me. So, the same guy though, did get a couple extra fights with me, but he did actually change into a different ship, which this is great for trying to explore what this heavy fighter kind of competitive-ish level, whatever you want to call it, looks like. It's something new. It's important to see, I think, what it looks like. And he uses different ships, which gives us different perspectives on how to assess this and bring this together to kind of corroborate like our idea of what the Guardian is, rather than just from a singular dimension. So here, he pulls out an F7, right? And one thing I think about during this fight is I don't know what weapons he has on the F7. If he brought in an F7, maybe he backed alive, maybe brought back in, maybe changed the loadout specifically for me. So here I'm turning on pitch. One thing I should note, though, is I should probably turn on yaw because he already has my shields down. You can get a lot of body damage there, and he has like twice the DPS of a Gladius, so he can kill me potentially like twice as fast. And he has a slower turn rate, so I can probably afford to turn on yaw. But you can see I'm already red body, but partially probably because of the Hornet nerfs to its durability and stuff. That is one of the reasons I play it less. That's, I think, really where the Hornet falls short, is it just isn't able to beat that DPS x HP race in that area, especially if I fly the Guardian better and soak up the damage into my wings. Again, if he only had a few more shots on body and maybe knew specifically how to get around those wings, I could have lost that fight very easily as well. So now it is another fight versus this guy. Same guy as in the other fights. You can tell this is a really long battle. This battle is already been going on for a really long time. This is him trying to adapt. You can see my right wing is damaged because I've been doing these rolls at far range. He's really damaged, so he's playing at range. Me and him are both looking like toasted marshmallows, are almost well done, ready to put on the s'mores table. I guess I'm not red, sorry, pause. I was getting shot at that moment, so when I froze that frame incorrect, that's how you know that these are just one takes. I'm not editing stuff out. So I might make mistakes. If I say a whole bunch of stuff, I'll probably make a mistake at some point, and hopefully you can catch those and tell me in the comments below. So here, as I'm going, I should be doing a roll here and fight when I'm fighting this target and stuff, but I think I'm just trying to push in towards him. You can see I'm going like 288 seconds meters a second towards him. It's a little bit angle, so I'm just eyeballing. I'm probably moving towards him at like 200 meters a second, meaning that he's drifting away from me at like probably 125 meters a second or so. So yeah, here I'm actually leading beyond his pip here at 260. So if he's going 50 meters a second close, that means he's drifting away at like 210. He's like nearly at speed wall, drifting away, and that's causing me some difficulties in being able to finish him off. And this is where I start like almost getting an inkling. I'm like, maybe there is a counterplay here. This is giving me issues. I'm having struggles finishing this fight, but I guess unfortunately, in kind of my book, I do end up beating him here, but it's a really close fight because he gets me a red body, but it does lay the groundwork for this like hypothesis in the back of my head that it's like, maybe there is a way for the Guardian. Maybe the Guardian's not so busted. Maybe there's a way that someone could beat me without me having a way where I'm thinking that I could get lucky and beat them. So, because I have had a couple individuals beat me and stuff, they're so far and few in between, and a lot of times it's just a very close battle when I'm inside of them. And it's like, if I would have made one better read, if they didn't hold that boost for just a split second perfectly as they did, something happened. It feels like a game of inches when I'm really trying to figure out, is there a way that you can just counter this if you're playing a light fighter? Where is the Gladius in relationship to the ship? So here's another fight. It says this one's titled Another Big Ace, so this is probably another really good pilot. Oh yeah, this is a great pilot. This guy's like an OG great. I think he's a favorite in the community. I think most people like him, and he's a great fighter. So great fight. Instantly gets my shields down. Look at how offensive he already has my shields down. My shields I'm about to just get shielded, but I'm not even doing damage to him yet. Such good accuracy. Insanely good accuracy. The great thing about him is he's keeping me on pitch while hitting me, and he's keeping me right outside my gimbal range there, and he does a good job of trying to drift out a little bit, but I think just because he doesn't have quite as much experience versus the ship, he doesn't drift out quite enough to get outside of my effective range. If he could have drifted out 100 more meters, I would have been in a really dangerous spot. And just like that, he instantly red holes me. If he got one reset there, he could beat me. And I'm like, there's something there. It's really close. Someone's building to it. So I keep on taking more and more fights, sort of subconsciously hoping there's something I'm missing out there. So this is a really good pilot that I haven't seen as often as of late, but I think he's less commonly known in the community. But this one, I'm sort of doing same standard things. I think he's just trying to get nose to nose to me, and I think he's just like really confused how I'm getting shots on him. So he's drifting away and trying to fight it, thinking you can probably juke my shots. But again, the problem with the Guardians, a lot of times you can juke them back. Here I'm using some downstrafe in backstrafe, and sometimes I do that because that will tell people that it's like, oh, they think the Guardian's moving this way, and people will start to read it as like, oh, I need to be on this side of the ship. So when you do a 180 and then continue in the same direction, when you do that 180, they think you're going to be drifting in the opposite direction. So now that I've done the 180, I'm going this direction, I instantly get nose because he makes a slight misread. He doesn't accurately read the ship quite quickly, so I'm able to do this maneuver and actually use my boost a little bit more efficiently. All right, this one's a mirror match fight. Yeah, so this is interesting. I think it's good to have see, hey, how do you fight a Guardian in another Guardian? And the answer is Corkscrew. That's the first thing. If you're fighting a Guardian with another Guardian, my secret, which will now probably make me lose a whole bunch of Guardian fights in AC, if you watch this video and fight me in the verse, which you can easily do them in AC a ton, is roll. So if you start corkscrewing rolling, you'll take a lot. You'll miss a lot of shots. So here I'm just kind of DPSing him and stuff, but the issue is I'm trying to push him, and the secondary issue is corkscrewing, right? So corkscrewing is something I'm incorporating more recently. I'm not a great flyer at like basic to advanced maneuvers like that and stuff. Just because I played this game on like a while ago on like sub 30 FPS and stuff, I didn't have any hopes of doing competitive gameplay until I figured out that heavier ships and gimbals can actually at least get you to a little bit of a fighting level in the competitive scene. Kind of like how it's like if you're playing Super Smash Bros, you play the heaviest character like King DDD or Bowser or something, you can sometimes fight those party games, and sometimes you can get lucky even versus really good players because it's such a mix-up. And you can see that this person who's rolling here, I'm turning on yaw and he's turning on pitch. Because he's turning on pitch, all of my bullets are hitting him primarily in his body, while all of his shots are going to be more likely to drift into my wings. So if you look in the top right hand corner, what part of the ship is red and getting pinged, a lot of it's his body. Versus mine, it's like wing gets hit, body gets hit, wing gets hit, body gets hit. It's more surrounded in the different area, and that's how I'm able to make that fight a little bit more decisive. And it's really just a really small thing. It's just that small thing. It's not something that requires hundreds, thousands of hours to develop. It's just a lot of times it's a little bit of ship awareness of how your ship should be flown defensively to absorb and take shots. And the cool thing is, even if you're a fixed pilot, this works on the Guardian because it has equal pitch yaw, right? So you can turn on yaw with the ship, especially at ranges. So this pilot here, he's a good pilot. Just another perspective. It's versus a blade, showing that this can work versus blades as well. You can see though that the blade actually does do some significant damage, and I think part of the reason is he can make sure that those shots are hitting the center mass of it and not actually spreading all over the target. Another thing is the blade has a really weird hitbox, especially with the way that the bullets automatically laid, and when it's always pushing on its side, your shots are always hitting the wing and oftentimes not hitting the center. So, but anyways, that was a good fight. And going back to another one, is one of the best. All right, we do a fight in this one. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this is a fighter that I fought actually earlier in the video who had a really good offensive battle with me. Actually, I wonder if he beats me in this one. he might. And here you see up strafe, back strafe. I used about 30% of my boost there to be able to turn on him, and I'm trying to sustain that speed wall by holding that boost, but I do have to be careful of that blocking out, so I let go of the inputs, and then I redo the inputs to keep it there. And because he's trying to get there so much, he's eating a lot of shots that he wouldn't necessarily have to eat, but because I am doing that maneuver, you can see that my body is getting hit because I'm not putting any other strafes into it. So he's trying to push the position, he's trying to push the position, and now here I'm turning on Yaw because I have felt that he's hit me with a whole bunch of body shots. But here I am running low on boost, and you notice there he's flying down with his pancake, so the bullets are able to just kind of hit his nose there and give me a earlier kill than I may have actually even deserved in that fight. But going to the next one, this is just another perspective. This is like a OG heavy fighter pilot. He plays heavy fighters like all the time. So he's killed me a couple times. He's really scary atmosphere actually. If you fight him in atmosphere, he can do some crazy stuff. And here again, it's corkscrewing his bullets to try to disjoint them while continuing to shoot him with my own bullets. Seeing that I can almost pull so many G's in the ship that I can almost black out when I'm doing these spirals. And I'm able to do the spirals while not sacrificing too much aim because I'm using this. And remember, you actually have more capacitor with this than you do MX, so you can actually sustain fire more and regen ammo faster. A lot of times you might forget is if you distribute your ammo across so many weapons, it doesn't just hurt your maximum ammo, it also hurts your regen rate. So I have 75 bullets in both of these guns that I continue firing. And here I'm trying to push him because I have the shields. I'm trying to slow down, get near him. And here I see his body's red, so I just need to hit that pancake a few more times, corkscrew as I can. And then he's down for the count. I have a backlog of videos right now. He's beaten me in an atmosphere map. He's a really good heavy fighter pilot, and I think he's just getting better in my opinion over time. So hopefully if I keep going through these, I'll find where that video is, and then we can go through that. So this video here, this is actually a repeat fight. So I fought this guy in the first video as one of like the really good ace pilots who was just really difficult to hit. He's a really good one. And here you can see how he's doing this approach that's really good versus the Guardian. This is a really good way to approach the Guardian. Let's actually replay that. If you approach the Guardian and you push both the pitch and the yaw, you see how he pushes down on the pitch and then pushes up on the pitch? This is really powerful. And he may not realize it, but because he's doing this perpendicular, this means that my guns get blocked by my own wings when I aim in that direction, and it will actually stop my guns from firing, and I have to let go of my fire button and then repress it, which disrupts my aim. And a lot of these fights are inches, so that can see that inch that might allow you to win that battle. So if you're doing it perpendicular like he is, it's very problematic for me. If you do add a little bit of angle, it's not as much of an issue, but he's doing this sort of sine wave coming in towards me on pitch that's causing me a lot of difficulties. So I probably should be doing a corkscrew to try to dilute those inputs and make it more difficult for him to do the approach. But the problem of the way that he's doing it is that does give him, it's giving me pancake for shooting him. So even though he's shooting my pancake and I'm already red, it's giving him pancake also. I'm wondering, I might actually lose this fight. So again, you see, because he's at the angle, I can shoot him. If he actually was directly on pitch somehow, I can't shoot him. It'll disrupt me. And because he holds that angle for so long, it just allows me to aim him down. And that's where you can't relax during these fights versus the Guardian. Because if you relax for a couple of seconds, you're like, oh, I have the lead. The Guardian just does so much relatively more damage. It can turn that fight around very quickly. And it can fly aggressively towards you with all the HP it has. Yeah, it's like a linebacker. So there's a pretty active player in the game right now and stuff. He's pretty active on a lot of the PvP discords and everything. Really good pilot. Fairly certain he could beat me if I fly light fighter with him. I think I've beat him a couple times in the past with him, but very good pilot. And my light fighter's so bad nowadays; it's so rusty. It's just I'm a variety of spice of life kind of guy at the moment, and I want to fly lots of different ships with all these changes that they just gave us with the 4.2 patches. You can see him doing a little bit of a roll, but you see what I'm talking about again. If you're trying to fight against a Guardian, you need to fly in a pure 90 degree if you're going on pitch. And here he's going at an angle, which allows me to get some extra shots on him and hit him. See again that little bit of angle to the left allows me to make sure that his bullets aren't getting blocked by my own wings. And even as Guardian pilot, it's important to note is adding a little bit of side strafe inputs to line it up that way allows you to make sure you can get those shots off. So this is a close fight, but look at how ready he is. It's crazy. Again, very good aim, landing all those shots, but you can see like probably 30-40% of those blast shots just hit my wings instead, and with a little bit of neutralization over neutralization, that fight ends up turning the other way. So going into the very final one, it is a more recent fight. Again, those were fights that I just had a couple of days where I was fighting like good pilot. So I want to go through those because those were hopefully good fights that you guys can use for whatever analysis you want to do from your own perspective and give your own thoughts to others. This is a fight where the fight where I got defeated more in this fight than I've ever gotten defeated in the Guardian. And I didn't make any apparent mistakes. Like I'll lose if my game freezes. I'll lose if I forgot to put my landing gear down. I'll lose if I forgot to set my VJoy settings to 1515 or some other setting. Maybe I was flying Santoki before. Maybe I was trying some 25 shenanigans with some turrets. I have a lot of things that turn into cope, and if I do change it back, I can then actually oftentimes turn the fight around the next fight. This one, though, is really interesting. And it's very entertaining to me because I did what I think was the right thing for most of the fight. And you can see how long this fight is. I'm red hull. It still goes on another 90 seconds. And this pilot, he's done this to me before. Back in 323 Master Modes, I was able to beat a ton of pilots. I was able to beat lots and lots of players. The only player who I ever ran into who gave me consecutive fights just back to back in a lobby for like an entire night I only beat once was this guy. It is wild to me because that was in a Gladius v Gladius. He's doing it again to me in a Guardian, and I have some insights I think of why that is. So if you look at the way that he's flying, he's doing a great job of trying to blow past through me, and I do a mix of trying to push into him and kind of like pre-strafe into his inputs, not quite pre-nose, but pre-strafe into his inputs. He's a larger ship, he's a smaller ship, so I'm not going to probably be pre-nosing him, but look at the speed at which he's able to blow past me. Like he's already at 278 meters a second here, and I'm oscillating between maybe I should try to hyperextend and extend him back, and I'm trying to do that, but now he's pushing on me. And part of this is think about my style of inputs and stuff. This is something that actually may not be an issue for a Guardian pilot who flies in fixed, but for me, my issue is I am flying in Gimbaled, which reduces my sustained DPS while I'm firing for that window of that clip by 40% because it reduces my rate of fire by 40%. So if he is able to shorten the windows in which we are both exchanging fire with one another, and he's able to get his entire mag off, I can only get 60% of my mag off. So he gets a huge DPS advantage if he can make sure that he disengages, and as long as both of us don't regen shields. And I'm trying to sweat so hard. I try to pull some maneuver because I just feel helpless at this point because he's blue ship, so I'm trying something stupid and I black out. And sure, that's a mistake, but this is why I don't throw this fight away, is this mistake actually gives me a chance to beat him. This is the wild part, is he pushes in close, thinking that maybe he can get something here, and him pushing in close actually allows me to lock him in a little bit. He's trying to go back, I'm pushing forward, I'm going for 300 meters, he tries to blow through here, but I'm able to actually start to push back into him and get some shots, and you see his shields are down, and I can get some points here, but it's too far gone. He's already all the way back out there, and I'm so red. And he lowers my shields. I try to get some regen, and maybe I could have hyperextended there and get some more shield regen. But if he wanted to, he could have pushed and tagged me, and he's still blue ship, man. He's just doing such good, and he's landing these shots that a lot of times I'm able to disjoint from other pilots, but I'm not able to disjoint from here. And here, look, I'm just about to die, and I'm able to get some significant damage on his body, but I end up going down, and there's not much I know what I could do this fight. The cool thing is I was able to go through some of these steps with some of my friends and show them what I think he was doing good, and hopefully pair that with some of the things that they do that are already good, such as really close knife fighting. And I think if you can pair those two together, you can use the Gladius to actually really consistently probably beat the Guardian, kind of how that person did. Take that consistency and then combine it with that exhaustion you can cause the Guardian to transfer into a knife fight to then accelerate that fight, so it's not taking 3 minutes to go on. So anyways, those are just some thoughts on the Guardian. If you have thoughts, if you have things you'd like me to go through and analyze, let me know in the comments below, or give me a DM on Discord.